fuck is this?
Welcome once again.
It is now, and again, Importates.
Hashtag anal.
This is WVAG Vag TV. Nice.
Welcome, friends, to another brilliant episode of the Irrationally Exuberant, a podcast, but also art. Today we dig in to the history of mashed potatoes. The year was 1771.
Hey,
Who is that?
Sean,
Hello?
do you hear that?
Hello?
I hear a voice.
Hey.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Is someone here?
Who?
I can't see you, but I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Still can't see a thing.
I can hear you. I can't
I'm waving
see.
I'm waving my finger, my pointer finger.
Where?
Oh,
I
wait,
can't
no,
see.
you
I can't
it.
see
You
your
can't.
pointer finger.
Oh, that's right.
It's too dark in here to see.
I
anything.
can't see my
forgot.
pointer finger.
Oh my God!
Hmm.
What is going on?
So
Who?
Who are you?
I'm Reid Messerschmidt,
Exasperated?
the Irrationally Exuberant,
what do you mean?
Oh.
a podcast.
Why are you?
A
Are
podcast?
you in jail?
I
Like us in prison?
I guess.
Wait a
You're
second.
not concerned in any way about
Sean,
this.
do,
What?
do you think that Bill Lawyerson is behind this?
Ilbay Oyerson Lay?
Yeah, it is from me. Yeah.
Bill Lawyerson.
Oh, whoa!
Don't say
whoa,
that two
whoa,
more
whoa.
times.
We can't,
Slow down.
What?
buddy.
Don't say that two
buddy,
more times, or he
Reid.
will show up.
How do you guys know Bill Lawyerson?
Hey, whoa!
Oh, God, that's
whoa!
twice.
Just don't say it again. We'll explain.
You're playing with fire here. We ruined his life a few times. Blah blah blah. He
Oh,
put us in prison.
we-
Has been torturing us.
We barely ruined his life. He only got divorced once.
Yeah, and he only lost his job the one time as well.
Yeah.
but it was the same time.
Oh, well-
Although I think he got divorced twice. I don't remember.
He
And
is.
He's addicted to trains.
And then he went to
We
rehab
gave him
for trains. Yeah.
Well,
There's a lot of train play.
he's my wife's ex-husband.
What?
What?
You married Sue Lawyerson?
Yeah, Sue Messerschmidt now.
What
That's
the fuck?
crazy.
Yeah,
So Messerschmidt.
Holy
What?
fuck! This whole
Wait a minute.
fucking
Irrationally
time.
Exuberant Podcast. You're Reid Messerschmidt.
I am Reid Messerschmidt.
Oh my God! I didn't
So
know that.
he has a thing.
I thought I recognized the voice. though.
So Bill has a thing for podcasters. Like he enjoys.
Yeah,
trains,
why are you
but
in
he-
prison?
But he hates.
Oh, because you married his ex-wife.
Well, that has something to do with it too.
I mean,
yeah.
it might be a combination.
Probably podcasting times marrying his ex-wife. Yeah, I could see that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the podcast thing, Eric, so much.
But you
Don't you
think
think?
you think he's why I'm here?
I can only imagine. Did you get picked up by a very large man and beaten and taken to this cell?
I was sitting in my office, about to record a podcast, a brilliant
sounds like
podcast
us.
about mashed potatoes, and
That does
I-
sound brilliant, amazing.
it's going.
I've been
to be.
hungry for like 4 weeks now, so anything food related, yeah,
Yeah, let's not talk about food.
that's gonna.
You
be
guys
problem.
you guys are hungry. He's not feeding us in here.
No,
no.
Well-
you've been living on each other's sweat.
And every once in a while, a fruit fly will fly into your mouth, and that's
You ate a fruit fly?
Yeah.
And you didn't tell me?
Well, I didn't want you to get jealous.
That would have been a feast for kings for me.
You
What-
guys,
what-
I've got some great
Yeah.
news.
what's that?
I don't want to get into why.
Mm-hmm.
But as I guess a bit for my show, I had filled my pockets with mashed potatoes.
What?
I have so many mashed potatoes on me right now.
You have mashed potatoes, but we're tied to chairs. We can't get to you.
We're gonna have to come up with a way to eat the mashed potatoes out of his
Yeah.
pocket somehow.
Well, there must be a window in this cell into the other cell for some reason.
That's how we
Doesn't
can
seem
hear
like-
each other.
That doesn't seem like a very good security measure. but
No. Well, do you think Bill is a good lawyer?
no.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I'll tell you this: he
Yeah.
didn't do very well in his divorce. She got everything.
I believe it.
I'm living high on the hog.
Even the trains? Did you get the trains?
the train sets, all the
Yeah, oh
train
yeah,
sets.
yeah.
Holy
Whole basement,
shit.
whole basement.
Oh my
It's trains,
God.
trains,
This
trains,
is why
trains.
this is why you're imprisoned. It's the trains more than the Sue Lawyerson thing.
No way.
You've
It's
taken
the
his trains
trains.
away.
Yes,
I
think
think
it's
so.
the
He let-
trains.
I mean, I don't even
his
like
wife
them.
left him. Well, his wife had originally left him because he spent too much time with the trains.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
He just
Huh.
ignored her for months and didn't go to his job or anything. Just fucking played with his train sets.
Because in one of the first episodes, we caught him sleeping in the bushes with the deers. Or the deer. Do you remember that?
You s-
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah,
then
I mean,
Well, it was after we ruined his life.
well, he was still sleeping with a herd of deer. I mean,
yeah, that sounds about right. He's well, I mean, I got his trains. I did get his trains. They
You know
are
what? I
in the
actually feel a
basement.
little better about this.
You know what,
I feel a little
Sean?
better about this whole situation.
we might
now.
be able to use this against him. Well, first we
I
need
mean-
to get to the mashed potatoes.
First, the mashed
Well,
potatoes.
we need to get that's the first order
Oh,
of business
so
is mashed potatoes. All right, let's see if we can scooch our chairs over to the window.
Okay, hold on. First, let me see if I can get to the mashed potatoes.
Oh God, your arms are tied, aren't they?
They are tied.
My
Fuck.
yeah.
If you can
So-
get your pocket to the window and I can get my tongue, maybe I can just scoop. And
pocket,
then I'll just tongue
pocket to
feed
tongue.
them to Eric.
see, but now I'm thinking like I don't know how long I'm going to be here, and I may need these mashed potatoes.
You motherfucker, do not renege on these mashed potatoes. You laughing in my face?
Hey,
We're starving to death.
I don't.
please.
I'm just confused right now. I'm confused.
Okay.
I was trying to make a
well,
podcast about mashed potatoes,
Uh-huh.
and now I'm here, and I'm confused.
Yeah, well, that as one would be when they wake up in a darkened cell tied to a chair with
Who-
a pocket full
who-
of mashed potatoes.
Who are you guys?
We're in
I'm
poor
Sean.
taste.
Yeah, this is
Oh.
Eric. This is an In Poor Taste podcast.
I'm Eric.
Oh,
I'm starting to think there are other podcasts in this fucking
you think so?
There-
horrible torture facility.
You think
They're-
Joe Rogan's around here somewhere?
Potentially.
I don't know.
Has anyone
he's
heard
a bit
from him
too
lately?
famous.
Huh?
Do you think it's just like a robot Rogan now that does episodes,
Maybe.
and that's why they're not as good as they used to be?
Robit.
He's probably got protein shakes if he's here.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, that's definitely true. And maybe some mescaline. Or
Maybe,
some
maybe.
ayahuasca.
That would be great.
And some CBD oil as well.
Sure.
That would
yeah.
be less great.
I could use some. Oh, man.
It'll
My,
help-
my feet.
It'll probably
are
help
so
with
numb.
my bones. I can feel my bones like scraping against each other.
Is CBD good for bones?
I,
I think it's good for
good
everything,
for
right? It's
anything,
magical.
right?
I don't know.
You could put it on. You could put it on the nut when you put it on a bolt. It helps lubricate too. It's also a lubricant.
This is true. I dropped a drip of CBD oil onto this dead bird my cat brought back to the house, and it got up and flew away.
That is unbelievable. And
Drip.
you could just buy it at like a gas station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just
Drip.
selling it at gas stations.
Drip drop.
Yep.
That sounds like a good product,
The
Sean.
government doesn't want you to know.
Drip drop.
So they're hiding it in plain sight.
Yes.
That's what they do.
They want to make. They just make everyone who espouses its uses sound crazy,
Mm.
and so it's too good to be true, and then people don't buy it.
That's
If
good
it's
to know.
free,
They also-
it must be
The
good.
government also retconned some sort of history of these snake oil salesmen from back in the
Oh,
day.
Yeah.
Total bullshit, man. Those guys didn't exist. They just did that so we wouldn't buy CBD oil.
I mean, that never made sense to me. That always seemed
It's all
like one of
smoke,
those tall
smoke and
tales.
mirrors.
Like, what do you mean snake oil? Like, you got a rusty snake, you want to oil it down? Like, what is that for?
Yeah, creaky
Them
old snake.
Prospector Pete. He's
Creaky old
like,
snakes.
I got
are
me
a
a-
big problem.
I got me a dried out snake. I need to get it all lubricated.
Oil him down, boy. Oil that snake down, would you?
Come on over to Prospector Pete's tent and I'll oil your snake. Some
By
C-
gum, I
CBD.
can't sleep at night for the squeaking of the snake.
Hey, quiet your snake down over there, boy. I'm trying to get some sleep.
Go on down to Pete's tent and get some CBD oil put on that snake.
A little bit of Prospector Pete's snake oil for your creaky snake needs. Oh, I think we fucking wrung the hell out of that rag.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much dead on arrival.
Yeah. Could use a little CBD oil.
That was funny. That's
Oh,
too bad
boom.
we're not recording a podcast right now.
It is.
Yeah, too bad.
I mean, I
Yeah.
thought I was.
No,
You were
we're just
about
in a
to.
cell.
And then they hit you in the back of the head with some a blunt object.
We assume.
My head does hurt.
He likes to use
Yeah.
blunt objects. Well, his henchman, I should say. What was that guy's name again? The guy that
Did we hear his name?
no, I guess
I don't remember.
no, I guess not. He called him like henchman or something.
I don't remember.
Henchman.
like-
I mean, I don't remember anything.
The concussion. Yeah.
Concussion, lack of food, sleep.
Male nutrition.com.
Like-
Yeah, I've got a serious case of malnutrition.
Was his name Jim Henchman?
Jim
No, he
Henchman.
just
That sounds very
could have
familiar.
been Jim. I don't know. I just remember
He did have a silly little puppet on his hand while he beat us.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes too much sense.
It's like
Damn
it's like a play on the Puppeteer.
The movie?
His name. Yes, the movie The Puppeteer.
I don't know if
Classic.
I
I've ever
remember that
seen
one. Is that the one where the guy goes into like his barn and builds like a rocket backpack?
Yeah, but it's a puppet.
That's the
and
Rocketeer, I
and
think.
he puts a rocket on a puppet. I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Jim Hunson.
No, it was Henchman.
Henchman. Oh, yeah. Concussion. What?
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, I think we're all very confused.
I'm so
right now, Reid.
confused. I wish I could get
I'm
these
sorry
mashed
you ended up in
potatoes.
this with us.
I need to stress eat these mashed potatoes.
Could maybe you
Can
waft some of the scent down this way? Like
Yeah.
just at least smell some.
I'll try to
Nutrition?
shift.
Yeah,
I'll try to shift my lower half.
Okay, cool. At
you
least
get it?
if we could at least get some some nutrition that way. I mean, even if we know we're not eating it. and
Well,
digesting it,
Yeah,
we
because
just-
the scent particles are technically still food particles.
Yeah,
The
that's
problem
true.
is these are not they're not made from potatoes. They're made from potato flakes. So I'm not sure.
Mm.
You know those dried potato flakes that come in
Oh,
a
yeah.
box.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
not sure there's
Hungry
really
boy.
any nutritional value to these things.
at this point though, we'll take anything.
Right.
I would take some orphan lumps at this point.
Is that all?
Orphan lumps.
Is that what your podcast is about? All mashed potatoes all the time?
All potatoes all the time. No. Just this time it was about potatoes.
Okay.
So it's the Irrationally Exuberant Podcast.
Oh God! I hope this captivity
Yeah,
doesn't
painful.
last long. I'm not sure how much of this I can take.
It's gonna.
I think maybe we're part of your torture.
that could be.
It's
yeah.
you may have been captured just to get to me,
Just to
torture me
Wow.
because of the
Man, that
ex-wife
seems-
thing.
That seems almost too complex for Bill Lawyerson to have thought of. But at this point, I mean, he is that maniacal, but I didn't think he was that much of a genius to think that far ahead.
Yeah,
That's like some
this is
3D
true.
chess type shit.
This is true. But maybe he got one of those books, like Mastermind for Dummies, maybe?
maybe.
Or he took a seminar. Maybe he took a seminar. A 3-hour seminar.
Sociopathy for idiots.
Yeah, something like that. I
read
thought
that book
I saw
once.
that in the classifieds a couple weeks ago, but I think it was a couple weeks ago. Who knows how long we've been here?
Well, I got to tell you, yes, I married his ex-wife. Yes, I took everything he owned. Yes, I got his trains, but it's not really working out. The marriage isn't working out.
Oh wow.
Oh,
I don't like the trains.
what?
I don't.
So
I
you're
ju-
just like willing to give back everything to Bill?
maybe.
Look, okay, so now I'm stuck between we got to get out of here because we're literally dying, but also I don't want Bill to have his life back. So where do we go with this?
I don't know. This is a catch-22.
My spite is such that I would die of starvation here in this cell rather than give Bill Lawyerson any measure of pleasure or relief.
Huh. I'm not sure I feel the same way.
But maybe
No? Well, I mean, it is your stuff to give away.
I mean,
can't
I
decide for
frankly, I can't get rid of her or the trains fast enough.
wow. Whoa.
you. Yeah, this
Yikes.
is coming down the pike fast.
I didn't see this coming when I woke up from when I woke up from my unconscious state this morning.
Yeah, you're telling me. I was just trying to talk about mashed potatoes.
Yeah, we don't so much sleep around here, Reid, as we get beaten into unconsciousness by Jim Henchman.
Oh no, he's here.
Yeah,
Oh,
he beats us with a puppet.
Yeah.
His lead-filled puppet.
Is that I think it's hard, whatever it is. I was gonna ask one day when he was beating me, but every time I go to ask him, he just hits me in the mouth, and I can't move my jaw.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him, but my jaw was so swollen I couldn't speak.
Right. Well, I don't want that. My jaw is my prized facial feature.
So maybe, Sean, this is our way out of here. Maybe we just put our tails between our legs and we move on, and maybe Bill will just go away after this, and we can go back to the show We go back to
Why
our
would you think
our
that?
wives.
We hadn't interacted with him in months, and he came out of nowhere and arrested us.
He
quote
just
unquote,
he just wants the
citizens
trains.
arrest. It's called abduction. I don't know why I'm calling it arrest. He abducted us.
Well, Reid just said he just wants the trains. So he's using us to get to Reid to get
I don't know,
to get
man.
to
He
the
was
trains.
pretty clear. Bill was pretty clear about this being revenge against us having ruined his life.
This could
And I don't. I mean,
this whole thing could be like a Shutter Island situation. Like he just
yeah, but Sue Lawyerson is a fucking Sue Messerschmidt is a fucking whole human being with agency. I doubt she's just gonna go running back to Bill just because Reid dumps her.
it's all
It's true.
about
It's true.
the trains, though. It's the trains. He wants.
I think it's the trains.
He
I
wants
mean,
the trains.
frankly, she's. I mean, I don't mean to speak ill of my betrothed, but I can't imagine anyone would want her back.
Wow,
She's a tyrant.
really? I've never met her.
I had to sneak away just to do this mashed potatoes podcast,
Oh my god!
and she set up the trains. She took the time to set up the trains in the basement,
That's weird. She hated.
and
the
then
trains.
she insisted that I never play with them.
Huh.
What?
Yeah, she wouldn't let me play with them.
Well, I could see why you don't like the trains if you can't get to play with them. Yeah, I would be too.
Yeah.
No wonder Bill gets obsessed. They're just there, all glistening and gleaming.
They're gorgeous. They're gorgeous trains.
Do you think that Sue misses Bill?
I think Miss isn't what she's feeling. I'm not sure she's capable of feeling something like that.
Wow.
I
Christ,
think.
we are learning a lot about Sue
Yeah.
Lawyerson.
Oh, she's
Messerschmidt.
just terrible. Just terrible. I think
Did she keep the Lawyerson name and make it a hyphenate? Bill Lawyerson or Sue Lawyerson?
she
Messerschmidt?
did, but she's also got a hyphenate with her maiden name.
What? A double hyphenate?
Yeah, with his
Whoa.
which is Witchy Woman.
What?
It's Sue Witchy Woman Lawyerson Messerschmidt.
Witchy woman Lawyerson Messerschmidt.
Holy,
Jesus,
Ah.
that's
that
a
is
mouthful.
Yeah, and get this, that Eagles song, Witchy Woman.
No.
I was just gonna start singing that. Go ahead.
It's about her.
Huh.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
see that
yeah,
end coming.
Yeah,
This is like almost full circle.
yeah.
Wow.
Jesus Christ, I am learning so
Mhm,
much right now, and
mhm,
I'm
mhm.
shocked.
My head hurts, and it's so hard. It's so hard to obtain this new information.
Yeah, my head hurts for a new reason.
Right.
Can I next time Jim Henchman comes in, I'm going to ask him for a Tylenol. At least
think
a
he would do
Tylenol.
that?
Do you think it's okay to take a Tylenol on an empty stomach?
I'm not sure it's recommended, but desperate times.
No, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
You'd probably want something for that inflammation, dude. You need
Oh,
an
and
NSAID.
what
You
about
need
like an ibuprofen?
or an aspirin.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna need one of those.
Okay.
You're probably gonna want to take both.
Yeah, don't.
A Tylenol.
Hmm?
What about like a Tylenol 2?
Dude, I'm so hungry. A Tylenol sounds
Right.
delicious right now. Can we move on?
Yeah.
Let's talk about anything but food. What do you got on your mind, Reid? Something
Well,
about...
potatoes mostly.
Ah, damn it.
I'm
That's a
sorry.
type of food.
I was gonna do this show about mashed potatoes because I was thinking about this band that I used to be in when I was a kid,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
and we were called Dr. Zhivago.
Which is a great name.
We played
Huh.
one show, and it was at something called the Barnsville Potato Days.
Barnsville Potato
Whoa.
Days.
And it was a potato
like-
festival.
Oh, I was just gonna ask. Was it a festival? Okay.
It was a festival. I mean, a festival of sorts. It was more of a street dance, really, with some potato vendors and potato eating competitions.
But they were cooked potatoes, I would have to imagine.
Yes,
What-
cooked potatoes.
So what?
Because I could imagine a raw
Mashed-
potato eating competition. The guy who eats one will win.
Right.
What would be the best format for speed eating a potato?
Well, I mean,
Would it
mash.
probably
Oh,
mashed,
mash
right?
for sure.
You
Mash
could just
for
basically
sure.
drink it.
Yeah.
But what about like
It's already
some like
pre-chewed.
small baked wedges? You could eat those pretty
Pretty
quickly.
quick.
You'd have to like slather them in like barbecue sauce or something so they would slide down your throat.
Oh, you're not chewing. You're just gonna suck them.
You're
You
just,
have to
just
if it's a
sucking them
competition.
down, right? Yeah.
You've ever seen a hot dog eating competition? They just like inhale the hot dog and then they wet the bun in a cup of water and then just inhale that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It seems unpleasant.
That's
I don't know. I didn't hang out at the potato festival all that much, to be honest with you. I was
Oh, so you didn't actually go check it out?
not so much. I was just there. I was the talent,
Mm.
Oh.
Also, I had dressed like an idiot for our performance and felt self-conscious about walking around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
that makes
There was
a lot of
no there was
sense.
no backstage for you to change out in a green room.
No. This was just a rinky-dink stage set up in a parking lot.
I mean, they could have set up a porta-john and called it a green room, right?
They could
I mean,
have.
at least try.
They could have,
I
right?
guess you could call any gathering the Potato Days, right?
Yeah.
In my
you don't
house,
have to have a lot of.
Oh.
It could just be like
Every day is a
it
potato
could be like
day.
a family of people eating potatoes, and it'd be Potato Day.
potatoes are great.
How many people were at this festival?
A couple hundred, I would imagine. It's a yearly festival to celebrate the potato. They have to appease their potato god.
So I'd imagine you'd find like some French fries there, obviously, like fresh cut fries,
Right.
And
Yeah.
like cheese fries, the
Uh-huh.
bacon, and all that fun shit.
Yeah.
But like, what was there anything weird there? Like, did you like was it like I'm sure there's like potato pancakes maybe in one booth.
I
Was
think
like something weird, like a pickled potato or some weird shit.
I don't remember anything like
Chocolate
that.
covered?
I do believe they had like a mashed potato slip and slide kind
wow.
of
Whoa.
situation.
That's a lot of mashed, but god damn, I'm hungry.
So the slide I would imagine would be covered in gravy,
Oh my god,
slide.
I'm fucking dying.
and then
of
you
starvation.
slide into a bowl, like how when
I
you
would
put
slide down at mouth
your-
open right now.
Yeah. Oh, for
you
sure.
know how you.
Face first.
I don't know how you guys eat mashed potatoes. but
Face first, mouth
I
open.
create like a bowl. I create like a reservoir.
Sure.
And
It's
then
the
I
volcano.
put my gravy in it. Yeah. So you slide down the slip and slide into a like volcano
Oh my god.
gravy potato
Mm.
thing.
Yeah.
That sounds delightful.
That's what I'm imagining. Yeah.
Do you ever just like chop a little piece of butter off and just put it into the gravy in the center and like just let it melt?
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
Do you ever eat just when you're slicing up a little bit of butter? Do you ever just eat a slice of butter?
Fuck yes.
I do not.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Of course I have.
I'm lactose intolerant, so it's less fun.
I'm also lactose intolerant, but I just have a unreasonable stockpile
He's-
of Lactaid pills.
Yeah.
Also, he's ignorant.
I'm lactose ignorant. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
No, I'm lactose racist. I'm horribly intolerant.
It's hilarious when we used to go out for wing night before we got captured. He would eat a ton of ranch with it, but he would always he would dip one of his Lactaid pills in the ranch, and fire it down with a beer.
Yum.
Mhm. That's not true, Eric. I would never what do you want to call it? Bespoil. Is it bespoil?
don't know.
Despoil? I don't know. There's a fancier word than spoil, but I would never ruin my wings by tainting the delicious hot wing sauce with ranch. I love ranch. Don't get me wrong. But I'm trying to get that spice.
You don't. I thought you
Kick
dipped.
it up
I
a
dip
notch.
mine in ranch.
You do. I do not.
Yeah.
I've been on a bit of a kick to get the hottest spice into my face that I can find.
I don't like that.
before
I don't
August.
like that. Hey, can I mention one thing I don't like about these Lactaid pills?
Sure.
They make them like vanilla flavored.
Oh, you got the chewables?
I guess.
Oh no, dude, no.
So
You know what?
I
Are you a
never
Costco member?
experienced these.
I am a Costco member.
They have boxes of Lactaid of lactase pills that are way cheaper than Lactaid. Probably like a quarter of the price per pill.
Well, that's good to know. If I ever get out of here, I'll
Yeah, well, if we
stock
survive
up.
this.
But yeah, the ones that I have, they're like this chalky vanilla flavor. So your mouth gets
Ew, no.
coated with like
Horrible.
vanilla, and then you're like, oh, I guess I'm gonna fucking eat
Eat
some.
this pizza.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I've
why
definitely
would you
taken a
want
bite of
something-
pizza and a chewable vanilla Lactaid in one mouthful, and it's an unpleasant scenario.
Yeah. Why would they do that? Why would they change your palate, like your
Right.
your tongue receptors?
Like these
That's
are
why I avoid
specifically
this.
for vanilla ice cream.
And
You
for
know?
some reason, like
Huh.
those ones seem to be more expensive to me as well. So you just need to get the swallowable pills. They're better in every regard, except they do literally taste straight up like chalk. So it's best to fill your mouth with some sort of liquid. I recommend beer, and then drop a pill into your already full of liquid mouth and swallow it before it touches any of the walls of your mouth.
Okay, good to know. I'm new to this.
You're new to swallowing pills.
I'm new to not consuming dairy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This just happened to you?
Well, yeah, I just realized that was a problem.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been getting stomach aches and horrible farts for years and years
just
before
like
you realize why?
Just like my entire life, I guess.
You're like, this is just my life. This is who I am. I'm the guy with the horrible smelling farts. And when I shit, it's like a fucking flamethrower out of my asshole.
Well, I mean, I don't want to get too personal here. I just met you fellas, but
yeah, sure, we got to draw the line somewhere.
But I was a vegetarian for many years, and also an alcoholic.
But
so
not a vegan.
No.
This is where the problem lies.
Not a vegan. So
if you'd gone full vegan, you'd have been fine.
I mean, separating out the terrible alcohol stomach problems from the vegetarian farts from whatever else could have been happening.
Broccoli farts, and
it grew difficult. It was hard to know where the problem was.
Yeah, where was it originating?
Right.
I actually saw a thing before we got put in here about a guy who loved the smell of like vegan farts, and he could tell during like a yoga class, like this girl like farted, and he could tell that she was a vegan by smelling her farts. So he approached her and was like, "Hey, I can tell by your farts that you're vegan. Do you want to go get a?"
And she
vegan
immediately
lunch?
slapped his face.
But yeah, his thing was like, "Oh, I can tell."
No,
these
you've got to
girls
finish
are
that story.
vegan."
Did she say yes or no?
She said yes.
What? No.
Yeah. Yes. She went out to lunch with them.
No way. If someone told me I was smelling your farts and they were so good, I'd be like, get away from me immediately.
Oh my god.
This person is into shiza porn.
Get me out of here.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, that was the worst story I've ever heard. I hated every second of hearing that.
Well, I've got more. And we're going to be here for a long time.
Oh no.
God.
Where did you where
We're definitely part of your torture, Reid.
Where did you get this story? Where did you
I know.
That
what
was
is the
Instagram.
genesis?
Instagram?
Yeah.
How the fuck was this conveyed on Instagram?
Oh God, I'm dying.
It's like a so some I guess people that post like there's one site that they have an Instagram account, and you can click on their bio, and then you can read the story about it.
And that's what they have on the other side of their link?
That's their bio.
Yeah. It was a link to the story about a guy who sniffed farts.
How did you end up at this?
It was on my Instagram feed, bro.
But don't you have to follow people for that to happen?
It was, yeah. I was following a
weirdo.
They're like a sports news satirical site.
Okay, so this is a story about somebody, but then they linked to that guy's account so you could go and read it yourself.
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
It was a story that was, or it was a news article that was written, and then they read it and then posted it to their page.
That is absolute madness.
Yeah.
That's how Instagram works, Sean. I know you're not on Instagram.
No, I'm not. I'm way too cool for that.
Huh.
I'm still on ICQ.
What?
You never heard of ICQ?
I don't know ICQ.
Oh,
it was one of the first messenger
Oh.
systems in high school.
Oh.
It was like the international AIM.
Okay.
Yeah.
That, and I guess MSN Messenger was like a big thing for people outside of the United States, because obviously America Online was pretty exclusionary compared to for the rest of the world.
Oh, that's probably true.
They weren't running to AIM, but I guess ICQ was a pretty big thing. But it was like for the nerdier of the nerds to use.
Also, when you received a message, it made a noise that sounded like.
Yeah. For some reason,
Not
the
even
app, it wasn't called an app back then. So for some reason, the program was very concerned when you got a message.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really wanted you to know what the message was.
It was seemingly afraid.
Oh,
That's how I used to do
Uh-oh.
it.
it's just like tell you, like, God knows what's in this message.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like
that's
It's
how-
probably not good. You're probably not. This isn't going to lead to anything good.
they wanted to keep you in a constant state of low level anxiety.
I think that was the correct state to be in, actually, for early
Yeah.
messenger days.
That's where I used to
Well, I think-
spit a lot of my cyber game.
Oh yeah.
ICQ. Sup, girl?
ASL? Question mark.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
DTF? Question mark?
Did
Reid,
you?
I think a low level anxiety is appropriate now as well on the internet. I don't
Yeah,
think
it's
that's
always.
changed.
You should
I
always.
think
I
it's
mean,
actually a medium level at this point. It's going up.
now
for
it's
sure.
just built in. Like everybody's always just has anxiety
yeah.
all the time because they're carrying it
yeah.
around in their pocket.
Well, because we can read each other's thoughts. I mean, that's
Mhm.
basically what social media is. We have the ability to read each other's minds now.
And
Because
it's horrible.
I swear you have to use a different part of your brain to actually say words with your mouth. So there's some level of filtration, right? Like it has to bounce around in your brain for a little bit before it comes out. And online, you're just going straight from the like lizard brain right through the fingertips into the internet,
Yeah.
or their big fat greasy thumb.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
I hate the internet.
Did you guys ever actually meet anyone that you spoke with on a messenger service? Like a
Yes, actually,
like
my
a lady?
wife is-
Mm,
My wife
Yes.
is from Mexico, and I met her through OkCupid. Does that count?
I mean, yeah, sort of. I was thinking more of like the early messenger.
I actually think I invented online dating.
Yeah.
Because I had an online girlfriend when I was 17.
Oh,
and
nice.
She lived 1,000 miles from me,
Mhm.
and yeah,
Was that a satisfying
That-
relationship?
That went on for 2 years.
No way.
Yeah,
I met a
and we did see each other in
a
person.
lady. Oh, I met a lady on some kind of like chat group for snowboarders, and we ended up meeting up at a
Does your wife know about
ski
this?
slope, like a ski resort. Shh, don't tell her. But yeah, we ended up meeting up at a
This
ski
was
resort,
last weekend.
and it did not flourish. No.
Hmm.
It was dead in the water.
Yeah.
I think most of my relationships were either created online or based mostly online.
Okay.
Because as a kid, I had a very difficulty finding women. Not interacting with them in any way. Like I wasn't shy,
Mhm.
but you just for a while there, you just couldn't find anybody because they were all taken.
well, they
I
didn't
live in a
invent
city where there's
ladies
not a
until
ton of them.
1998, right?
Yeah, that's true too. That was the new
Oh.
upgrade.
Yeah.
That was right around the time. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay.
Um,
Don't ask me to explain that.
I met one like from like AOL Instant Messenger. I met a girl one time, and I hadn't seen what she looked like at all, and I think she could read the disappointment on my
Pun not intended.
on my face.
I thought you were gonna say she could actually read.
I mean, she clearly could because we were typing back and forth.
Oh, right.
Unless she
right,
had
yeah.
someone standing by translating and taking dictation.
That's true. That would have been
Dictated,
weird.
That
not
would've been
read.
like
Every
The
message,
first catfish.
every message read. Dictated, not read.
Yeah. Yeah, I met her at a coffee.
That was your first warning that she wasn't actually typing any of that stuff.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
How did you meet someone on AIM though? That's not like a place where you could like find other people that weren't on your buddy list, right? You had to like give somebody your screen name. somehow,
I don't
didn't
know.
you?
I don't know how it happened. I don't know.
Or did they have like a directory of some
I
sort?
think there might have
don't
been
remember.
like because I didn't spend all that much time on it, but the time I did spend it resulted in meeting this girl at a coffee shop, and then
That's so random.
I was immediately like, I mean, it was like my first date, I think,
wow.
and then I didn't want to be there immediately.
Huh.
Very awkward.
Yeah. That's so random. I can't imagine how you meet somebody on AIM, but maybe there was some directory situation that I
Yeah,
don't
maybe.
remember.
Maybe.
Member directory or search.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Or maybe one of your friends gave her your screen name and then she popped in.
Yeah, I don't
Did
know.
she a friend of a friend?
I don't think so.
Huh.
Did you get catfish? Was that the first catfish?
I don't think I was catfish because there wasn't any real discussion about physical traits or exchanging of pictures. It was just I just was just like, hey, let's meet at a coffee shop without knowing anything. I'm just probably lucky it wasn't, you know,
Right.
Like
Predator.
a predator. The predator.
Terry from the down by the river.
Right.
You know? Like he one lives in the shack.
Right. Jim the Watkins man. He was our local fella.
What's a Watkins man?
Watkins was a brand of like emollients. Watkins brand emollients. Like lotions and smelly stuff and such.
Okay.
And I don't remember him ever selling any Watkins products, but he rode around town on a 3-wheeled bike that had a sign on it that said Jim the Watkins man.
Uh-huh.
And
that's rather random.
yeah, and he
He's like, come touch my smooth hands.
yeah, yeah. There were rumors. Who knows if they were true, but there were rumors.
That's like remember that guy that used to talk about just the tip when on my paper route?
Yeah.
show?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the tee-op.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like him.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
along that lines. That's crazy.
We had a guy in our neighborhood growing up, and this is only tangentially related, that would sell those Dippin Dots. the ice cream of
Sure.
the future.
Yes. Yeah.
And he just had like, I swear the guy had like, he must have had a stand that he would like take to events or something, but he had it like in his driveway, and he would just like, we could just go knock on his door and buy a cup. It was weird. Like, this is just straight up suburbia. Like, and you just go to some random house and knock on the door and be like, can I buy ice cream from you? And the guy would be like, yeah, $2.50.
Absolutely.
Which back then was a fuck ton of money. Like $2.50
Yeah.
for a tiny little cup of ice cream. My parents were like not pleased when they found out that we were spending that much money. They didn't care about us going to a stranger's door as much as spending all that money on one tiny cup of ice cream.
Little balls of ice cream.
Yeah, because you could get like a tall ice cream cone down the street at a place called Ellie's for like $1. So we're talking huge markup.
I mean, at this point, we just call it Dippin Dots ice cream, though, right? It was the ice cream of the future.
Right, sure.
Now
that
we're
was
in the
past.
we're in the future. In the present,
Yeah,
it's just
I
called
didn't
ice
know
cream.
that Dippin Dots? Yeah. Dippin Dots. I didn't know that it existed until I moved to Pittsburgh.
Well, that's
I
because you
was,
lived in the deep past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Or a very small town.
Yeah, Eric is from a tiny, tiny town known as Sugar Grove in northwestern Pennsylvania, where there is nothing. The closest city is Erie, PA, which is called that for a reason.
Population?
It was
800 and some. There's like 850 people that live.
Oh, okay. We've got a lot of those. This is weird that the three of us ended up in the same place. You are in Pittsburgh. We're in Pittsburgh. I was in Fargo, North Dakota.
Wow.
It's weird that our captor brought us together.
Yeah, we're not entirely sure where we are now.
No,
but
yeah, I don't know.
One imagines somewhere cheap, right? Like in the middle of nowhere, because Bill Lawyerson. Well,
Bill is a cheap bastard.
Yeah.
Bill's very cheap and broke.
Right.
I don't know how he's even affording to pay Jim Henchman.
I don't know. Sexual favors?
It could be.
Credit?
Credit? Yeah. Both. Sexual credit?
Sexual credit. That's my new band. When we get out of here, I'm starting a band.
Yeah.
Sexual credit.
I'm gonna
What about this? No,
you guys want to be in it?
We can go back if this is no good, but what about branching off to sextra credit?
Sextra credit. I was starting to think of sexual layaway.
Oh, I haven't layaway.
Sexual layaway.
That was most of my 20s.
So it's like
I was on sexual layaway.
you go to your local Kmart.
Mm-hmm.
You pick out I don't know, a toaster oven that you want,
Sure.
but you don't have the funds to pay for it. So
Of course not.
you make a deal with them. They say, well, you don't have the funds. This is going to cost you, let's say, 20 hand jobs.
That's
right?
pretty steep.
So you
That's a
got
steep price.
you got to come.
You got to
come every day or so.
So it's $100 toaster oven. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
So what happens though? What happens if you're not good at hand jobs and you don't finish them off? Does that count as full store credit? Or I mean,
I'm not sure about the details of this.
No,
Perhaps.
you got to do the job all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
You only get half credit for half.
You get a zero credit.
You're not
for a half.
fulfilling.
You get zero. Let's
You're
be
not fulfilling
100%
the
clear.
order.
No, you don't get anything. It'd be like you will go to a restaurant and you order your meal and they make it for you and the waiter brings it to your table and then just spikes it on the floor.
Right.
They haven't delivered it.
I was about to
can't
say
do
that
most
there's
of
no
the work
such
and
thing
then
as a
not.
bad hand job, but that's not true.
That is so not true.
Oh,
You've never met Big Jim.
Big Jim.
Big
yeah.
Jim, huh?
He
Yeah,
has
Big
calloused
Jim.
hands.
Oh, sure.
Oh
and-
man.
Well-
he has his special every Christmas for Christmas handies, Christmas spirit hand jobs he calls them.
Uh-huh.
And they're not good.
He goes around.
Raspy.
He goes around the town caroling,
Raspy.
and he, he's like, "Oh, do you want a Christmas hand job?" It's disturbing because he says it to children as well.
Yeah, you
it's
don't
not
want to
good.
One
get
of
involved.
my friends in high school was getting intimate with a young lady of an appropriate age for him at the time, and she was giving him a hand job, and he grew frustrated and said, "Just sit at the edge of the bed and I'll do it myself." And that's where that ended. She stormed.
And that's the last time he spoke to her.
She stormed off.
Oh my god.
Understandably,
Well,
understandably,
Yeah,
It seems
I
rude.
can understand.
it is pretty rude.
Maybe he should have grabbed her hand and said, you need to do.
Let me
this,
teach you.
this, and this.
Yeah,
Yeah, like you're teaching her how to bat.
right.
Like, you get behind her and then guide her hand.
You're kind of
get
doing
her
like
behind you.
Ghost, like Swayze and
Yeah, like
Demi
a
Moore and
reverse
Ghost, except it's with your own wiener.
Yeah, and you'd have to have her behind you, right?
Yeah.
A little reach around action.
Uh,
So it's called reverse ghosting.
the logistics of this, it's just sounding a little off a bit, but go on.
Yeah, I don't think it's so off. She just sits behind you and you listen to some adult contemporary music.
Is there any clay involved?
Some like Al Green.
You could use clay. No, adult contemporary music. So I would
Oh.
say something along the lines of Richard Marx.
Yeah, sure. I don't know who that is, but yes.
Hall & Oates is
Yes,
that,
and
Yeah,
is that too rockin'?
Hall and Oates might be
Is
too
that-
rocking. You're not gonna
Okay.
you're not gonna get the right rhythm, I don't think, with a rich girl.
That's
You're
true. It's a
rich
little too
girl.
fast.
I
And
don't
you
know,
go
man. You
too
put on
far.
sports, and I'm already halfway there.
The Huey Lewis album,
Yeah. You put on Huey Lewis sports, and I'm almost there.
Mhm. Power of Love, that would be perfect.
It's
Okay.
pretty rocking though. So I don't know if the rocking. That's what I'm saying. I don't
Yeah.
think the rock. I don't think it's
Maybe that's
the two rocking thing.
May-
I think is in Kennard. Is what
Maybe
I'm
that's
saying. And
advanced
I'm sorry, Reed. I
level.
don't mean to get this
what,
Okay.
in your face about it.
maybe that's like level 3. Once she like graduates up, and she's there, she's primed and ready to go. You can put on that
The Huey Lewis.
and just let it rip.
Yeah.
Mm,
Gently though, not in a violent way.
well, sure.
You probably want to start with something that builds, right?
Okay.
That
Like a
starts
little,
slow
Uh,
and then
I
kind of
think
crescendos.
if you put on "In the Air Tonight"
Yeah.
by Phil Collins, by the end of that drum solo,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
I'm already done.
Do.
I'm already finished and cleaning up.
That's that's efficient, I should say.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't waste time.
Yeah.
I
I-
got mashed potatoes to eat.
I read Phil Collins' autobiography,
Hmm.
and he mentions in that's how he came up with that song.
Just beating his dick off of things.
Yeah, no, it was specifically for hand jobs.
For hand jobs.
Yeah,
Back
go
on
go
hand job
ghost
music.
ghost style hand jobs.
HJBGM.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, man's genius.
Right. Well, I love Phil Collins. I don't care what anybody says.
He's great. He's great.
I love him.
Yeah.
I was gonna go see before we got abducted. Obviously, I was gonna go see him when he came to the Pittsburgh area, but heard that it was no good.
Yeah, he's having some health problems.
Yeah, he's like
Ooh, not
in a
good.
chair the whole time, and he's got mostly backup singers doing the singing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to spend $200 per ticket for myself, my wife, and both my parents to go and see this guy if he's just going to be scooting around in a chair. And it's like, I'm just going to feel sad. Like when I went to see CSN,
Yeah.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash,
Yeah.
I was just sadness. I just felt sadness the whole time because I'm
Right.
like, these guys are anciently old and their voices don't work anymore.
Yeah.
And it was just depressing.
Yeah, you got
So
you got
maybe
you
it's
got to
best
be
to just
careful.
stay in my memory.
You got to be careful who you go see. Like some of the old timers are still great and they're better than ever because they've been doing it for so long, right? I saw Chris Christopherson and he was incredible.
I'm sure the Stones are still great.
Yeah,
That happened to me with Leonard Skinner.
oh yeah, I saw Skinner.
No, no energy.
No.
Just running, just going through the playlist, and it was like just putting on the jukebox and just listening to their jams.
Yeah.
I mean, they were good, but you could tell they were just like, let's get out there and go get it done and get back.
I saw ZZ Top. This is a while ago, and they did their move where the two guys with the beards kind of walk in unison to the front of the stage and then spin their guitars and then walk back. They did that about 400 times over the course of a 1.5 hour concert.
That's the only trick they have.
They just kept doing it. It was like watching an animatronics ZZ Top cover band.
You might as well have just gone to a fucking Chuck E. Cheese.
I know.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, go to Chuck E. Cheese.
It was insane. It was seriously like they're doing it again. Oh my god, you guys!
Too good.
Yeah, it's a cool move, but you only get to do it once.
Yeah, I mean, don't they just have those things on like a pivoting? Like, there's some sort of like mechanic. They're not. Are they doing it like? I mean,
yeah, it's
they're
on.
just
It's
spinning
on
the
like a
guitar
belt.
around them,
I don't
or is
know
it
if it's like
spinning
attached
around
to
on a belt.
Yeah, attached to like their belt buckle.
So it's not really a trick so much as it's a thing they bought.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They sounded great, but yeah.
Huh.
You got to have a wireless guitar, right? The connection.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that could end pretty poorly if you've got a cable connected to that fucker.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You get attached to those gimmicks.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna just end up tying each other up on the stage by the time they're done.
I saw Styx, and their keyboard player, his keyboard rotated 360 degrees, right? Like on a pedestal, so it would go in a circle, right?
My mind had it going like a different a different axis.
So he would play with one hand and kind of pump the other fist and walk around in circles like almost the whole time.
Okay.
And then every once in a while, Tommy Shaw would kind of move his way over there, right? Doing a guitar solo. And then he would pretend to like try to play the keyboard. And then the keyboard player would go like, "Hey, I'm the keyboard player. That's not your job." And they'd have like a fake little fight, about who got to play the keyboard.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, union contract says I played his keyboard here.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, I saw Guns N' Roses with both Slash and Axl.
Yeah.
And it was weird because they both stayed on the complete opposite side of the stage.
Oh God, they were like
Slash was on the right, Axl was on the left,
right.
And they did not look at each other.
Never the twain shall meet.
They did not acknowledge the fact that they were both on the same stage. And then the funny thing was, though, Axl kept throwing his mic stand down, and like, he'd have it in his hand, and he'd be swaying back and forth with it, and then he would just throw it onto the ground and run up to the front of the stage. And there was a guy, roadie, I guess, that was his only job there was to pick the mic stand back up and set it back up for Axl. So he could throw it back down on the floor again and run up to the front of the stage. And he did this probably a good, I don't know, maybe like 25 times throughout the show. It was good. I mean, they sounded great, but it was just funny. I kept saying, like, there's that guy again. He stayed in the shadows, and then every time Axl threw the mic stand down, he ran out.
So on his resume, he's looking for a job, and he put in microphone stand technician.
Yeah,
for 3 years.
Exactly.
You got to have the technician.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's kind of almost impossible to age gracefully when you're a rock star.
Yeah, probably.
You can't do
especially
it.
if you're doing that many drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, you're going to become a joke.
Yeah, you just become like a leathery sack that used to contain a rock star.
I went to Vince Neil last year, and yeah, leathery sack is about the the gist of it.
Vince Neil, that is, yeah, he's a leathery sack. That's a good way to sum him up.
If this were an episode, I have so many choices now as to the title of the episode. If this were an episode, obviously it's not.
Yeah, we're
But
just
there's
talking.
so many floating around at this
Mhm.
point. I can't decide what I would use if this were a podcast episode. But it's obviously just us rambling incoherently in the basement of some abandoned mall. I suppose
Warehouse or something.
whatever we are.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring it back to the grim reality of our current situation.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
We should
It
probably.
was fun to get away there for a bit, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired though. I think
Yeah.
I need to pass out again from lack of nutrition. Unless we can get those potatoes. Think of a way to get those potatoes.
I'll work on the potatoes. I'm not tired yet. I ate, I think, right before I was abducted. So I'll
That would've
work
been a
on
good
I'll work
idea.
on the potatoes while you guys rest. You know,
Oh,
we're in
good.
this together
Yeah.
now.
All right, great.
So
If they sit in there for too long, they may just become vodka, and I'm not against that
okay,
because they'll just kind of like ferment. Isn't that how vodka happens? Just mashed potatoes.
I think I
Rotten
think it's
mashed
just
potatoes.
old mashed potatoes.
Mhm,
Pretty
rotten
sure.
mashed potatoes. Exactly.
It's like rotten mashed grapes. Like they become wine.
That's right.
eventually.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I've never made wine, so don't quote me on that.
Okay.
All right, I'm just gonna drift off here. Nice to meet you, Reid.
Yeah, it was well, you know, we'll talk. We'll talk.
again
I guess
Yeah,
we're new neighbors now. I guess
I guess.
you could look at it that way.
Unless I, sneak out of here in the dead of night somehow.
Please bring us with you.
We'll see.
Yeah. If you leave,
If I can.
please untie us
I'll see what
and at least leave us some of those mashed potatoes. You
Yeah.
just-
I'll see what I can do. I mean, if, you might just wake up and there's just gonna be a chair occupied by a pile of mashed potatoes.
Just smear them on,
That you
both
can't
of our
see.
cheeks, and then we'll be able to lick them off each other's faces.
All right. Okay.
Is that a deal?
Yeah.
Yep. That's a deal.
That is, I mean, you're probably not going to get free, but I mean that if.
If.
Why do you
Alright,
say it like that?
All right. Well, I
It
can't.
just sounds weird when you say it like that. Reid.
This whole
I-
conversation's taking everything out of me.
All right. Well,
All right.
we'll take a nap.
See you guys later.
I hope.
Okay. Yeah, we will. We'll see you later.
Sweet dreams.
Oh my God, what is
Yeah.
that playing?
No, just go to sleep.
If you cast it, they will pod.
What?
Yeah, they will. They will. The podcast.